Joining me in studio right now, we've got a pretty interesting meeting coming up on July 22nd over at Rock City Church, which is located at 5833 4th Street here in Lubbock. If you remember back to the congressional race, we had there was a debate out at Rock City at the event center. This is going to be at the Rock City Church at 5833 4th Street. And joining me to talk about the Christian Values Summit is Jerry Maston, the founder and also senior pastor of River of Life Church in Eastland, Texas, and he is in studio with us right now. Jerry, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Chad. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Tell folks about the Christian Values Summit that's coming to Lubbock.
Well, the Christian Values Summit is defined by its name, and the reason we conduct these summits in various places is to help restore the values that we find in the Bible, biblical values. And we have guest speakers from all over the nation that come in, and people will find it incredible what they hear and learn in regard to the founding of our nation and the role that the Scriptures played in the founding of our nation.
Well, and this is something that I'm sure that you would probably agree, and many of our listeners would probably agree, we are getting away from what you're talking
That's
about.
That's right.
And this is a good time to maybe get a refresher or to bring people along who haven't heard some of these things before, correct?
Definitely. To many, this will be a refresher. It'll be inspiring, and men like Dan Fisher, who will portray in the original robe of the Black Robe Regiment, he will explain the role that pastors played in writing the Constitution and getting America founded where it is. But we will have men like James Robison, who is very profound in addressing where we are today spiritually and even politically. And Judge Roy Moore is going to be an outstanding speaker. He's been going through a lot nationally, and I think he's looking forward to being in Lubbock.
Probably so. And we're going to have, as I understand it, some of our locally elected officials, some of the I know state rep, state senator may be in attendance as well.
Definitely. We're finding a lot of strong support here in the city.
That's great. Now, let me ask you about, obviously, you're a pastor. There are some in the country who say that churches and politics need to be separate. Churches don't need to get involved in politics. What would you tell people who say that?
Well, I would have to say the opposite is true when you look at the Scripture. Let me give briefly 3 or 4 examples. Joseph was a shepherd, and he became a leader of the Egyptian nation. David was a shepherd and became a king. Moses was a shepherd and led an exodus of a whole nation. Jesus Christ is our chief shepherd and our coming King of Kings. And what we actually find is that promotion comes from the shepherd upwards to the king. And I believe God is looking for good men to step into leadership, righteous men to become leaders of a nation.
This is the Christian Values Summit. It's happening on July 22nd. What else do people need to know? Cost? What do they need to do in order to attend?
Well, we're fully funded. We have great people whose heart is like ours. We share the same values. We will not be receiving an offering. We'll have many products that we will be giving away, and many that people will want to purchase because they will value what we're doing. But it's not a fundraiser on our part. It's only to try to be a contributor into Lubbock.
So it's absolutely free for people to attend, but they do need to RSVP, correct?
Yes.
Just so that way y'all have enough seats and all that kind of good stuff. What time does everything get started?
The doors will open at 8. We will begin at 9 o'clock and dismiss just after 3:30. If they could RSVP at www.leadershipalways.com.
leadershipalways.com. That's an easy enough website to remember. Mm-hmm. Where else have y'all gone recently with this Christian Values Summit?
We've conducted them in smaller cities and larger, Irving, Dallas, Cisco was an outstanding. We had outstanding results, and Granbury.
Yeah.
We have plans to head to Houston and San Antonio, and wherever we're received, and we need local support to conduct these things and get the people out. But we're being received very well wherever we go. People are saying, I've never heard some of these things, because history has kind of lost itself in the mix of political correctness.
Well, that's a big part of it. That and some of it doesn't want to be. There are some who don't want to talk about any of it as well. Jerry, I appreciate you coming in. It's the Christian Value Summit, July 22nd, over at Rock City Church. It's a Rock City Church located at 5833 4th Street. You can RSVP this event. Doors open at 8 a.m. 9 a.m. is when everything starts. You can RSVP at leadershipalways.com. It's absolutely free to attend. Jerry, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Chad.